Welcome. Let's take a look at our top story. Masood Azhar's relatives have been arrested. Is the Jaish-e-Mohammed chief next? The decision could be taken in the next 24 hours. For more on this story, let's go to Molly.
For that, Alison, as per government sources telling us the initial information that's trickling in through Pakistan government sources, we can tell our viewers at this point that the Pakistan government is considering taking forward its breakdown and crackdown on the Jaish-e-Mohammed in Pakistan. As per the government sources in Pakistan, there's a significant breakthrough likely on the ongoing crackdown against the Jaish-e-Mohammed in Pakistan. What the government at the moment is telling us is that it will be taking a decision on whether to arrest Masood Azhar in the next 24 hours. So we have a specific time frame that's now been given out by the Pakistan government. Just a short while after, it also cracked down on the brother of Masood Azhar as well. Again, a time frame that was given at that point was that of 14 days that Pakistan will be actually making sure that there will be a concrete crackdown as far as the Jaish-e-Mohammed's activities are concerned. Let's get in further details now from our Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik, who's joining us on the broadcast. Anas, what are your sources telling you at this point?
Well, absolutely indeed, Molly. It's a big development that is coming in on the part of on the crackdown against Masood Azhar and the Jaish-e-Mohammed. The government sources have been telling Wion that the decision has been taken in principle now. It has been recommended from the Ministry of Interior that Masood Azhar is to be arrested, but the final decision lies with the Pakistani Prime Minister, who is to decide within the next 24 to 48 hours. Sources are saying that the decision will be taken by the Prime Minister in the next 48 hours, and we're expecting the formal arrest of Masood Azhar in the next 48 hours. There was a high-level meeting that was chaired by the Interior Secretary, the Interior Minister, where it was decided that to arrest these two, Masood Azhar's son Hamad Azhar and his brother Rauf Asghar as well. And in that very meeting, it was decided, it was rather recommended to arrest Masood Azhar, but they sought, because it was a high-profile case, they sought the advice of the Prime Minister. This advice from the word from the Prime Minister is currently awaited. The file lies with the Prime Minister at the Prime Minister office, and a formal decision is expected in the next 24 hours. So we can expect a significant headway, a significant move on the part of the government of Pakistan in roughly the next 24 to 48 hours pertaining to the arrest of Masood Azhar, which is likely to happen. In addition, the government sources are also telling Wion that in the same meeting, it was also decided to launch a massive crackdown against all JEM affiliates. Now remember, Pakistan has banned JEM since 2002. So that means since 2002 till 2019, anybody who has been affiliated with the JEM in any capacity, in any mode, in any year, will be coming under that umbrella, under that circle of that massive crackdown that has been launched by the government of Pakistan, and it will be yielding its results very soon. That is what the government sources are telling Wion. Yes, Molly.
And let's help our viewers understand, because the son and the brother of Masood Azhar were also earlier, as per reports, arrested, and then just moments after that, there were these reports coming in of them being put under preventive custody. At the moment, what would that mean? And also, if a decision is in the works regarding Masood Azhar as well, are we looking at an arrest or a preventive custody? And what would preventive custody even mean? Have your government sources been telling you anything on that front?
Well, there's a distinction that needs to be drawn over here, particularly with regards to the preventive custody and the arrest. Remember, Rauf Asghar and Hamad Azhar, the son of Masood Azhar, they both have been named in that Pulwama dossier that was handed over to the government of Pakistan. So they both had been initially taken into preventive custody. There are no active cases against Hamad Azhar or any registered cases against Hamad Azhar, the son of Masood Azhar. So therefore, he is to remain in preventive custody, therefore, and the authorities can investigate him. He will not be allowed to leave. However, on the part of Rauf Asghar, as much as he remains in preventive custody, he will also have to face an arrest or inquiry with regards to his previous pending cases. The same would go for Masood Azhar as well, because he has been previously, cases have been pending on him, against him, under the Anti-Terrorism Act, the 780A, that is for being part of terror act activities, and as if at all Masood Azhar is arrested, then he would not just be arrested on the basis of a preventive protective custody, but instead he would rather formally be arrested because of his involvement and nomination in previous FIRs. So a slighter distinction that have been drawn by the government sources, anybody who has been named previously in any of the FIRs will have to face an arrest and not just a custody, not just question answers, but they will have to answer on with regards to the matters pertaining to their previous arrest or their previous nominations as well. Yes, Molly.
What you're telling us, Anas, is that the Ministry of Interior has recommended for now to the Prime Minister Imran Khan that Masood Azhar should be arrested, and the decision is to be taken by the Prime Minister, and the time period, the time frame that has been given as of now could be anywhere between 24 to 48 hours.
Absolutely, this decision has been taken by the Minister of Interior. The Minister of Interior has formally recommended, and now this was taken after during that meeting of the high-level Interior Ministry officials that had the Secretary of Interior, the State Minister for Interior present as well. In that very meeting, it was decided to arrest the son of Masood Azhar, Hamad Azhar, and his brother Rauf Asghar, who is also nominated in the FIR of the Pathankot incident. And in that very meeting, it was also decided that Masood Azhar should be arrested, but a final call for that has to be taken by the Prime Minister, since it's a high-profile arrest that might have some backlash as well. So the file was sent to the Prime Minister. The ball was then turned over to the Prime Minister in his court, that whether or not he would like Masood Azhar to be arrested formally, because we would be expecting some backlash, and the Prime Minister would naturally want to hold some consultations with all of the stakeholders, with all of the key stakeholders before taking such a big decision. And therefore the matter now lies with the Prime Minister. We're expecting a headway in the next 24 to 48 hours, roughly in the next 24 hours, and an arrest, in all likelihood, or an arrest of Masood Azhar in the next 48 hours as well. Yes, Molly.
Right, important to also talk a little bit more about what led to that recommendation coming in from the Pakistan Interior Ministry, Anas, because the dossier that was handed out by the Indian side to Pakistan post the Pulwama terror attack specifically mentioned the Jaish-e-Mohammed's complicity in the Pulwama terror attack as well, and named Masood Azhar as being responsible for that terror attack. So that, of course, has been a major contributing factor to that recommendation, aside, of course, from the international pressure which is only building up on Pakistan.
Well, yes, the dossier would have a lot of importance, but something that has to be noted over here is the fact that the dossier does not provide any actionable intelligence, quote-unquote, as what the government sources have been saying, as what the Secretary of Interior had said earlier today in his press conference, where he announced the arrest of Rauf Asghar as well. He said the arrest can only be taken, or action can only be taken, if there is any actionable intelligence. Whereas the government sources, top diplomatic sources, have been telling Wion that there are not just one or two individuals, but there are 20 individuals who have been named in this particular dossier that has been handed over to Pakistan, that has been received by Islamabad, and which Islamabad is currently examining. What government sources also maintain that Islamabad might just term it as the contents of the dossier as not an actionable intelligence, but in dossiers the international norm is that there are just leads and not evidences. There are leads for the host government to explore, and that is exactly what is there in this dossier as well. So it would be kind of it would be pretty childish of the Pakistani government to expect any proofs in a particular dossier, because that is not in accordance with the international norms. There would be some leads, and there are indeed some leads, right. some concrete leads, as what the government diplomatic sources have been telling Wion, that there are indeed some concrete leads in that particular dossier for the government of Pakistan to act against Masood Azhar and his affiliates in their complicity on this Pulwama terror attack. Yes, Molly.
All right, stay with me, Anas. Crucial details that are coming in through the Pakistan government sources. Pakistan government sources telling our correspondent there that they are looking into whether or not Masood Azhar should be arrested in the next 48 hours. That's the recommendation that for now has been made by the Interior Ministry. All eyes now on the Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan, whether or not he does choose to act on that recommendation. Stay with me, Anas. I'll just come back to you. Also joining us on the broadcast is Strategic Affairs Analyst Sushant Sareen. Mrs. Sareen, your initial reaction to the information that's just coming in, the Interior Ministry of Pakistan through our sources telling us that they have recommended to the Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan that Masood Azhar should be arrested. All eyes on whether or not Imran Khan does actually act on that recommendation.
Well, my initial reaction is that this is a movie that I've seen before. How many times in the past has similar action been taken to satisfy the international opinion, which seems to be turning against Pakistan and its continuous flirtation with terror groups and use of terror groups against other countries. And when the pressure starts mounting, this is the standard playbook response of the Pakistani state. That is what they do. They even right now, this fellow Rauf, who has been detained incidentally, under the same provisions under which Hafiz Saeed was detained, if you would remember. And after about 3 or 6 months, Hafiz Saeed got released from court. So will this fellow. Now, this is, like I said, a movie that we've seen before. I don't take these actions seriously. We've seen in the case of Jamaat-ul-Dawa, Lashkar-e-Taiba, that the same properties which were taken over by the government in 2008 were taken over again in 2018. Now, how do you keep taking over the same property over and over again? So, clearly it's not going to go down anybody's throat just yet. Let us wait and see how seriously these guys are acting. Because when the Pakistani state wants to act, and I don't think anybody should give any alibi to the Pakistani state that it will take time, that, they will find it difficult, that there could be a reaction. These are excuses, because when the Pakistani state wants to act, then there's never any reaction. We've seen that in the case of the Tehreek-e-Labbaik, which was built up as this great new monster, and one fine day, the air was punctured out of this balloon which had been blown up of the TLP. It's the same with some of these other terrorist organizations. Right. Which are simply bottled up when the Pakistani state wants to do it. So clearly it's a matter of intention and not of capability.
All right, so what Sushant Sareen there is saying that even if Imran Khan were to recommend and act on the recommendation that was given out by the Interior Ministry of having Masood Azhar arrested, nothing much would change on ground. But that, of course, does not take away from the fact also that Pakistan seems to be bowing down to pressure, is being forced to act and actually recommend that Masood Azhar should be arrested. What's also significant here, as Anas was telling us, is that there's a time frame first regarding the clamping down on terror that's been given out by Pakistan earlier in the day as well, when 14 days was the time period that it said it will be acting on terror against within. And now as well, we have a 48-hour time frame that has been given out according to the Interior Ministry sources, within which we do expect the Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan to take a call on whether Masood Azhar should be arrested or not. We're going to leave it there for the moment. Sushant Sareen, appreciate very much you joining us with your perspectives on the broadcast, and also thanking Anas Malik for joining us with all of those breaking inputs coming in from Pakistan. We'll, of course, keep a close eye on the latest coming in on that front and whether or not this actually changes things on ground as far as tackling terror emanating from Pakistani soil is concerned.